urgency really is at the root of why really anything does or does not work in your clinic. And this wouldn't just apply to you as a chiropractor, but also you as an evangelist. Those of us that are Christians on the line, I know we have a lot of them. We want people also to know Jesus, to want to end up in heaven, to want to have a relationship with God, and that comes down to urgency as well. So when Moses asks God who God is, God says, I'm the Lord your God, the God of compassion. And this word compassion, if you could take one thing from this video today, this word compassion means an urgent rush to help, with urgency being the key term. One of my children growing up would hide when we'd be in stores. They loved the fact that we would panic because we couldn't find them. So once in a grocery store, they hid behind the Charmin, which if you're only like 2 feet tall and you got a nice stack of Charmin, it's a perfect hiding place. No one's going to ever find you there. Or when you go to the clothing store, they have those circular racks of pants and shirts. If you go in the center of that, again, you're never being found. Just so you know, in case you're ever hiding, perfect hiding spots. So it's your 2-year-old, so you can imagine the panic. There's an urgency that takes over because the child you love more than anything else in the world is lost and you're trying to find them. And there's this urgency. So when it comes to God looking for you, when Jesus is trying to find you, there's an urgency because there's this thing called death that could come. And if it comes before we know Jesus, then it's too late. Pastor Reinhardt Bonnke, who's gone to be with the Lord here the last year, who is one of the greatest evangelists to ever live on planet Earth, he tells a story of after preaching, as he's in the lobby meeting some people, this girl comes up to him and says, I want to become a Christian, but I can't because my boyfriend hates Jesus. To which Reinhardt Bonnke responded, actually it's Bonnke is the proper German way of saying it. Reinhardt said, it's time to find a new boyfriend. Well, she goes home that night and she dies in a car accident. And it impacted Reinhardt because he's a man who gets that the axe is at the root of the tree, as John the Baptist said, that we don't know how much time we have. So as Reinhardt said, do not go to bed before settling the matter. Make sure that today you choose Jesus. Well, it's the same thing with chiropractic, that we don't wait for somebody to have the heart attack or need the back surgery or develop the cancer and say, see, look how bad you need chiropractic now. Look how bad you need wellness now. We know the axe is at the root of the tree. Don't leave here before settling the matter. We need an x-ray. We need you back tomorrow. You need to get adjusted, see your x-rays, and start chiropractic care. And not just for you, but for your entire family. And then help us reach others because they also may only have seconds or minutes. And I know that urgency, like Reinhardt knows it in the case of that girl who died the same night she said she wanted to choose Jesus and didn't. I've had the little kid leave the practice, as you heard me share before, who went home and died. I've had the husband, the husband of a wife with their 4 children, where the wife started, the kids started. He didn't because he felt fine. And then had a heart attack a month later and watched that destroy the entire family and the future of these 4 children when I had them right there in my clinic. And so there's an urgency. And when there's urgency, there's value. And when there's urgency and there's proximity, and we keep this conversion process tight, there's also high chance of conversion. But if we get soft, if we lose that urgency, which is to lose our compassion, and again, it's the God of compassion, and we're to be like Jesus. We're to be people of compassion. We know that Jesus came and died for people. That's the passion of the Christ. That's the compassion of God who urgently wants to help. And if we lose that urgency, we've lost our compassion, we've lost the heart of God, and then all of a sudden there's an objection. So when I look at people, I'll ask people, why didn't they come back? Or why do you think they didn't start? Or Why didn't the family come in? What you hear are the excuses, the objections, but what was missing was simply the compassion. The urgency was missing, and when urgency is missing, compassion is missing, that presence is missing, the heart of God is missing, and then come the objections. My boyfriend doesn't like Jesus. My wife doesn't like chiropractic. It's too expensive. You're not on my insurance. Tomorrow's not good for me. All of that are just simply signs that we need to get back to urgency.